When John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960, the face of America was much different than it is today. The best example can be seen in the faces of our current president and his family. But how will the nation look 50 years from now, and why is it important? With the help of our corporate partners at USA Today, we're able to offer a glimpse into the future.
The Diversity Index is a tool to measure how diverse or different the people are who live in a given area, to figure out how likely is it that two random people are going to be different.
The National Diversity Index has surged from 20 in 1960 to well over 50 today, and it could top 70 by 2060. Here in Gwinnett County, Georgia, just a few miles outside of Atlanta, the Diversity Index is already at 71, meaning anyone living here today has a 7 out of 10 chance that the next person they meet will be different from themselves.
One lesson that nation can take from Gwinnett County is that diversity is coming, it's inevitable.
This Southern transformation is taking place where not that long ago, separate and unequal was a way of life and enforced by the scare tactics of the Ku Klux Klan. Layla Slowinski is the executive director of housing. She says after a period of white flight, county leadership is now using its diversity to attract international business.
Well, just recently, Dasan Machineries, located here from South Korea, they created a $30 million investment. So there's something to be said about what the minorities are bringing to this community. They're creating jobs.
Vast changes are also happening in public classrooms. According to projections by the Education Department, this year, for the first time, non-Hispanic whites are in the minority.
Are you good?
This collision of different cultures and races hasn't always been smooth, as witnessed in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Over the last decade, the Minneapolis suburb has seen a substantial number of Somali immigrants.
Please.
Just a few years ago, the school district received a huge backlash from the community when it decided to redraw boundaries to make the schools more equitable for students of color.
With any change in community and any change in schools, you're going to have a few people who are still vocal or upset about things, and that's part of big changes like that. It's such a positive piece for our students to be in a racially diverse and diverse population, because they do learn those global competencies.
But change isn't coming fast in every corner of the country. In fact, if you want to see what the nation looked like in 1970, just drive around Idaho today. And Maine is one of the only places in the country where the population, as well as the diversity, is actually shrinking. How do Americans feel about its changing face? Take a look at these poll results by USA Today. Almost half, 49%, say we're better off as communities continue to diversify. 25% said the country is worse off.
Lots of people hope that with the election of President Barack Obama, not once but twice, we were beginning to move toward ushering in a post-racial era where race didn't matter as much, and where anybody of any background could rise and succeed. However, we're still looking at incidents like the unrest in Ferguson, Missouri. So it certainly points to a climate in which we still don't really know enough about each other. It's time to really begin a national conversation about how we all move forward together.